Your Instagram content isn't performing the way that it used to. Your lead flow has died down, and as a result, the amount of sales calls that you have died down. And you're not exactly sure why you're not making as much money as you used to a few months ago. In this video, I'm gonna give you some strategies that my clients that are making $100,000 plus per month are using to grow their coaching business. By no means do I think that the information in this video is gonna help you make $100,000 a month, because frankly, the amount of people that make $100,000 a month is the top 1% of online fitness coaches. However, if you use the information in this video, you should progress a little bit in your business and you should make more money. So if you're under $100,000 a month and you want to learn how to make more money, then I suggest you take action on all of the things in this video so that you can start earning some more revenue. It's not a guarantee that it's going to work, but I recommend that you take action so you can start moving in the right direction. Number one, unlimited lead flow for under $1 per follower. Every single one of my clients that I have helped predictably and consistently scale over $100,000 a month runs the follower ad funnel. Now, the follower ad funnel is very simple. We find a creative that is on our page that is speaking directly to our ideal client. The messaging in the video is highly targeted. Here's a bad example.
Here are foods you should avoid if you are on a fat loss phase.
The reason that's not a good video to boost is because it's speaking to everybody. And when you speak to everybody, when you boost your ad is going to get shown to everybody. You don't want that. You only want your ad shown to a very specific person. Here's a good example of a post that you could boost to get in front of your ideal client.
You're a high-performing man over 30 like my client Sebastian, and you're short on time. This is a 45-minute workout that you can do to grow your upper body. Do 10 incline dumbbell presses into 10 seated cable rows, followed by 10 shoulder presses into 10 lat pull downs, then superset 10 hammer curls, and 10 tricep extensions to finish off. And if you want the full sets and reps breakdown, comment the word split and I'll send it over if you're following me.
As you can see from this video is highly targeted towards one specific person, so boosting that piece of content and putting it in front of the ideal client is highly valuable. If you want to learn a little bit more information about how to actually run follower campaigns, then I suggest you check out this video where I talk about the 30K per month follower funnel that I'm currently running. Now, most people, when they run the follower ad funnel, are like, I'm just gonna spend $20 to $40 a day and see how it goes. And then you get 20 to 40 followers a day, and then it takes you a month and a half to book 5 sales calls. My clients that are consistently making $100,000 plus per month are getting 400 to 500 followers per day from the follower ad campaign. Out of 400 to 500 followers per day, on average, we're able to book between 4 and 7 sales calls per day, every day, 7 days of the week. So 7 sales calls times 30 days is 210 sales calls a month. Do the math on that. Let's just put the math on this side of the screen. I'm gonna use my calculator because apparently I'm retarded. So 210 sales calls per month times a 65% show rate, that's the average. 136 sales calls show up, times a 40% close rate, that's the average. 54 new sales, times $2,000 average cash collected per client, that's $109,000 per month. So they spend $400 to $500 a day. So if you multiply that, let's do the math. 400 times 30. They spend $12,000 on ads and they're making back $100,000 a month. Now again, this is not a guarantee that you'll achieve those type of results because there's a bunch of things that you need to dial in with the follower ad funnel, including the messaging to make sure the lead quality coming in. Then you need to book the sales calls from the people that come in. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Then you actually need to get the calls to show up, so you need to dial in your nurture process. Then you actually need to close the deal, so you need to be really good at sales and likely have a closer if they're taking that many calls. So there's a bunch of systems that you need to build. I digress. The follower ad funnel is the way to $100,000 a month. In fact, I'm going to argue that it is the only funnel that you need to get to $100,000 a month. The reason the follower funnel is significantly better than the DM funnel is because when you spend money on the cost per DM if you get a good DM ad is between $7 and $15, all right? The problem with the $7 to $15 lead is two things. One, they're not following you. So if you don't convert them in that vehicle of time, the likelihood of you ever converting them in the future goes down significantly. Two, the cost per lead is 7x what you can get a follower campaign from. So I can talk to 7 times the amount of leads, even if I get a good cost per DM, 7 times the amount of leads from the follower campaign, or 15 times the amount of leads, if it's a $15 cost per message. For a follower ad campaign, all I have to do is dial in the messaging. Now, the second thing that you need to make $100,000 a month, you need to have your DM process absolutely dialed in with either A, a team of setters, or B, an AI DM setter. Now, a team of setters looks like this. You need to have 2 VAs in the morning and 2 VAs in the evening. The schedule goes as follows. From 5 a.m. to 2 p.m., you've got 2 VAs working. One of them is an opener, and they start conversations with prospects in your audience, and they nurture conversations for the first 3 questions. One of them is the actual appointment setter. They take the qualified leads that are passed by the opener, and they book them in for sales calls. So those 2 people are working at the same time every day. The reason you want to have 2 people working through a high volume of conversations is because if you have one person has to have 200 to 400 conversations, and they have to take the conversations end to end. If your DM script has 7 questions, 7 times 200 people is 1,400 messages that they have to go through in order to get these people booked in for sales calls. It's too much for one person, especially when you factor in all of the variables of prospects take a long time to reply. Sometimes prospects ghost you. You need 2 people. So 5 a.m. to 2 p.m., we've got 2 people managing conversations. Then 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., we've got 2 people managing conversations. Now we've got 16 hours of coverage throughout the week. We're gonna have that for 5 days of the week. Then on the weekend, we're also gonna have 2 VAs, and they're gonna work 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Sunday with the exact same structure. This structure will allow you to max out the follower ad campaign, max out the amount of followers we're able to get, start all these conversations and book all these people in for sales calls. We are going to book 4 to 7 sales calls per day, every day, 7 days of the week, which will allow us to move towards a $100,000 a month. Now, the third thing that you need to make sure you make $100,000 a month is you need your pre-call assets dialed in. What is a pre-call asset? Essentially, a pre-call asset is a piece of content that you get the prospect to consume before the sales call to get them warmed up to the idea of purchasing you. If you think about a traditional video sales letter funnel, here's the way that it works. We run an ad to a video sales letter that warms up the prospect and gets them to book him for a call. Then they book him for a call, they might show up, they might not. We're taking the same philosophy of a video sales letter funnel, but we're changing the way we're doing it. Instead of sending the video sales letter before we book the call, what we do is we book the call, then we send the video sales letter. Now the prospect will consume this piece of content before they get on a sales call. They'll know a little bit more about our offer, a little bit more about how many clients we've helped, a little bit more about our credentials and why we're an expert. Now they're gonna show up to the call nurtured and ready to go. The reason this is imperative as you start to scale your company is even if you're going viral, let's just say you're getting all your followers from going viral, or you're getting followers from follower campaigns, it doesn't matter. All these people that are new to your audience are new to your content. They likely haven't consumed a lot of content from you. What makes somebody want to become a buyer is over time, as they consume your content, they start to warm up to the idea of purchasing from you. What we can do with that though, is we can actually force the content consumption in through the container that we would like it. So instead of waiting 3 to 6 months for somebody to watch 20 to 40 reels to get them to a point where they're ready to buy, we can book the sales call in the DM process. Then once we book the sales call, we can force content consumption by sending them an asset that we've recorded that is designed to sell them. We must do this before the call. Not only must we do this before the call to increase our show-up rates and increase the conversion rates on the call, we also must make sure that the prospect watches it. So here's how the flow works. We start the conversation, we take it all the way through, we book the call. Once we book the call, we say this. All right, great. So I've actually got a 10 to 15 minute video that I'd like you to watch before the call. It's gonna give you a ton of value and gonna give you a little bit of an understanding of how we help clients lose weight. Then you send the video. Can you do me a favor and make sure you watch the video before the call? Question mark. They're gonna reply, yes, no problem, I got you. Then, once they say yes, we're gonna be like, cool, once you're done watching the video, come back to the chat and let me know what your takeaways are. Then, we're gonna come back 6 hours later. If they haven't let us know what their takeaways are, we're actually gonna send them a follow-up message. We're gonna say, hey Nick, I just wanted to check in, what'd you think about the training? And we're gonna make sure that they actually watch that training. If they don't actually watch that training, it doesn't create the effect that we want it to create. But if they do watch the training, the chances of them showing up to that sales call ready to buy go up significantly, and the chances of them buying on that sales call go up significantly because they're well educated on your offer. And that's it, that's a wrap. Those are 3 things that my clients are doing that are consistently making $100,000 months. I just wanna preface this by saying this is not a guarantee that you'll make $100,000 a month. In fact, making $100,000 a month is extremely difficult and only the top 1% of online fitness coaches do it. However, if you're interested in scaling your coaching business and whatever level that you're at under 100,000, we absolutely can help you grow your coaching business. I'm certain of that. So if you're interested in growing your coaching business, go to my Instagram at @TheRealBrianMark and send me a DM that says YT so I know you came from YouTube, and let's have a conversation about your business. Talk to you in the next one. Peace out.